but it's an enjoyable thing. It's a good party trick, and so I know, and to give like at pub gigs when you want to give your audience a bit of a rest or something from your singing, you just crack out a few impressions and such like such like that, and do a wee bit of a comedy sketch. Yeah.
They must get a few funny looks when they hear the incredible voice that you have, and all of a sudden he turns around and find that Trump's standing in there.
But it's good. It's good to do. Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to Drumbeg Studio Podcast with myself, Michael Lumbey, as always. How are we doing this week? Welcome to the show. In this week's show, we're going to be chatting to Dundee-based singer and actor Finlay McKillop. We will also have music throughout the show from Jen Ella and Chris Gregg and The Merchants. But this is the second single of my new debut album, which is coming out this July. This is Creatures.
Let me introduce you to the partners of my company. Jump on board, we'll set our sights for the animal kingdom fantasy. Orange trees with brandy leaves will populate the landscape. The sloth or bears with poison rays will punch that bunch at their own fate. All creatures great and small, any shape or really tall, black or white are all dressed up, nurtured in the land of love. All creatures great and small, any shape or really tall, black or white are all dressed up, nurtured in the land of love. Didn't think we'd make it to the circus for all it's worth. Any diverse animal can be found in the ring with all its purpose. All creatures great and small, any shape or really tall, black or white are all dressed up, nurtured in the land of love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, there you go. That was my latest single, Creatures, featuring Michael Galloway on lead vocals here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast. As I mentioned earlier on, that track, Creatures, is the second single of my debut album, which is being released this July. The first single, Black Magic, was released on all the digital media platforms of today on the 22nd of May, and it is up there on your chosen platform along with the full version of Creatures to stream now. I have to say, Michael Galloway featuring on this album has been absolutely fantastic, helping me with not just his piano skills but also his amazing keyboard skills as well. And his very much character style of voice fitted this style of song, which is why it was a no-brainer to get him to sing on the track. So there you go. You can go and stream that song on your own chosen platform. Make a note of it for later on, so we can now go and find out this week's special guest. This week's special guest is singer and actor Finlay McKillop. Finlay, welcome to the show.
Hi, Michael. How are you doing?
Very good. I hope you're doing well yourself.
I'm doing very, very well. It's lovely weather today, actually.
It is, yeah. We'll get this over and done with quickly and we can be outside sunbathing. So, I want to start by asking you what life was growing up, born and raised in Dundee, obviously, and also what did you dream of when you were growing up as well?
I never actually had the proper music buzz until I think about age 8, and that was when my mum actually sort of forced me to go along to one of these musical theatre societies. I think it was Dundee Operatic Society.
Right.
I remember my mum was like, go along to it. And then I felt really pushed doing it. But once I was there, I bloody loved it. And like I was playing Little Jake Oakley and Annie Get Your Gun, and from that day, like I knew that's what I wanted to be on stage. Because I remember like age 8 being on the stage and being, this is exactly what I want to do and such like that. Yeah. So it's crazy. And I'm glad my mum did it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned, that was my next question. You mentioned the fact of what your first sort of almost a major role, you could say, that you got with Annie Get Your Gun at the age of 8. That must have been incredible. So tell me the emotions that you got getting a part like that. And
I remember it. It's crazy because I remember like there was a lot of support from my family. Like my brother, I remember coming home after the first show. My older brother like baked me a cake, and I was like, "You've never done this before." So I was like, "This is great." Just memories like that stick in your head, yeah. But then it's so weird because Dundee's quite a. I'd say there's not that much in the music scene, but like in musical theatre essence, there is quite a lot with the societies, but there needs to be a bigger push. I've always felt with the city because with like the V&A, the new V&A, there's so much that the city can do.
Yeah,
you see, like Tom Jones came to Dundee. Yeah. Like I was like, and I missed him. He's my favourite singer. I was like, God damn it! Yeah.
Finlay, you're classed as three things. You're classed as a singer, an actor, and an impressionist, shall we say?
Yeah.
Tell me some of the experiences that you've had under these three categories, these three headings.
So, a singer. Well, from a very young age, that's been the burning passion, like the main passion, like through choirs and such. Growing up, that's what I would do at school as my main thing. As like 2 instruments, and my voice was my main one. Mm-hmm. And it's just you can't beat the feeling of just belting out a song but then that also ties into the whole acting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel you can actually get fully involved in a song unless this is probably more from like musical theatre background. Like without your acting, you can't actually fully properly sing a song and feel it and get involved in it. So I think tying those two together but with the likes of acting, I mean, I love doing a straight play. Mm-hmm. Like I love the Shakespeare. I love doing Midsummer's Night Dream. We did that recently at college, and I was bottom in that. And I loved playing the comedy part and such like that. Yeah, so that was always like a dream to play that part. Yeah. And then impressionists, I just make these like weird these singing along to videos as like different characters like Marge and Homer and Peter Griffin and Trump and such like that. Yeah, so it's fun to do.
And something like that has probably just naturally come upon you, the impressionist aspect.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I noticed from a young age. I like if I listen to someone speaking, or I could like easily make the sound back.
Yeah.
So like listening to these programs I've been watching for ages, like Marge, like The Simpsons with Marge and Homer. I can pick them up at like the sound of my ear. And then Trump, when he came on the scene, he was always on the telly. So you're just picking things up like that. Yeah.
We're going to be catching up with Finlay in just a bit, but we're now going to take a break for some music. This is a new track by Jen Ella of her debut EP, Spoken Words. It's Janella here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast with Spoken Words. The regular listeners of this show may recall way back in the second season, week 7 I think it was, we featured a track of hers. The track was called Butterflies. But that track, Spoken Words, came off a debut EP, which she released on all the digital media platforms of today on the 3rd of February this year. So you can stream the full EP, full version of that song, plus the other 2 tracks that she's put together with this EP on your chosen platform of today. Just want to say many thanks, Jen, for letting me play that song on my show. All the best with your EP. I hope it's going down well with your fans. Now we turn back to our special guest for this week, Dundee-based singer and actor Finlay McKillop. So referring back to the acting productions that you've been part of, what ones spring back to mind as being like your favourite one?
I'd say I definitely say my favourite one I've done was the most recent one, which was Midsummer Night Dream, and that was bottom in that. It's just with a part like that, like I really see myself as like a comedy actor. Like that's sort of my favourite type of acting, and just being able to have like the audience in the palm of your hand, like waiting for you, like I don't know. I'm just sort of like having that comedy piece to do is one of my favourite pieces of acting. And then there's also bits like I've done Edmund and King Lear before, and I'm also doing that, having to put that up a monologue, send that to my teacher today.
Right.
That's a good piece. Because that's more like naturalistic acting, and that's the biggest challenge for me. What I'm hoping once I master naturalistic acting, that will be open gateways hopefully. But yeah, it's just trying to think of other ones I've done off the bat. Did Waiting for Godot, which is like the 2 old men basically waiting for death, which is quite a fun one to do.
I saw Ian McKellen doing a production of that somewhere down in London many years ago, and it's just stuck in the memory how funny it is. You can't think of how, if you try to explain it to someone, the fact of 2 people in a room, how funny it can be, but it's hilarious.
I know it absolutely is, because like you're right, you can't explain what it is, because it's literally just 2 people waiting for death, isn't it? Or waiting for the overall outcome. But you think, how's that interesting? But it bloody is. The writing in it's fantastic.
Yeah. So let's move on to talk about some of the musical theatre productions that you've done, because you've been involved in quite a few as well with them.
Well, obviously, I started off with my love for musical theatre ages back, as I was saying, at age 8. But I've been part of Broughty Operatic, and we've done musicals like I did Annie Get You Gone Again, and then Scrooge, and White Christmas, such like that. But the biggest thing was when I was up at my school, I did Les Miserables, and that's when I was given the part of Javert. And then from that had all finished, and I was like, oh Christ, I really like Les Mis. And then I saw online there was a company for the Edinburgh Fringe saying, come and audition for us, and do. So I went along to that, and I got the part of Javert for the Edinburgh Fringe. I was like, "This is fantastic! I'm here again. I'm like in the role I love." And then once that finished, I came back because we did it another year after that. So literally, I was in that role for 3 years. It was mad, and it was absolutely crazy, because that's my dream role. Because I know I won't be able to play that part until I'm older. But honestly, like. And I felt so sad when my character died for the last time. I literally had. No, it sounds ridiculous. I literally had tears in my eyes on stage, going, "Oh Christ, I'm about to die, and it's the last time will I ever see this character again." I don't know, but yeah,
it just shows you the emotion of the character that's been written, and how much it had, and almost the emotion. Yeah. How well you played it. It's just the fact of how well you played it. The fact that emotion came out as well.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy how, like, because to everyone else, it's just a character in a musical. It's just words on a page. But actually, once you open it up, you unlock the like emotions to a character. It's actually crazy. Like if I were telling this to my mum, she'd be going, "What are you on about?" But
it's almost like a real person. You start to really feel of how the person would feel, and I mean, especially. I know. I mean, that's not just playing fictional characters, but when you play non-fictional characters, people are real. I mean, that's just a completely different ball game altogether. But yeah, incredible. Yeah, no, amazing some of the experiences that you've had, and as you said, it's it's a cracking sort of lineup to have to tell about and to talk about. It's amazing.
Yeah, but the Fringe is definitely like one of the most interesting things. I recommend anyone who like has the chance to do it to like jump
Yeah.
at it, because the overall buzz for it, and then it's crazy. It's so busy, and it literally shows the epitome of Scotland. Like I think that's like the best thing to happen in Scotland throughout the year. Bar Hogmanay in Edinburgh, I love it. But
Feeling alone in a crowded room, don't know what to do. Running away, temptation too much for you. It's been too long since you've been you. Don't know what to do, don't know what to do. I've got no reason to let you decide. I've got no reason to leave you behind. You're too shy, too shy. I've got no reason to let you decide. I've got no reason to leave you behind. You're too shy, too shy, too shy, too shy.
That's Chris Gregg and the Merchants here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast with Shy. These guys are an indie pop band based in Glasgow, and that track, Shy, was released this year on all the digital media platforms of today on the 26th of February. So you can stream the full song now on your chosen platform. I just want to say, guys, many thanks for letting me play your music on my show. I'm loving what you're writing. I'm loving this track as well. I hope it's going down well with your fans. Listeners, keep an eye on their socials for all the latest news that they're going to be posting up there. Many thanks, guys. All the best with your future. Now it is time to head back to our special guest for this week, singer and actor Finlay McKillop, for the final time today. So Finlay, in 2015, you were part of Dundee's TV talent show, and apparently you won it, did you?
yeah, it was a weird one because it was the first time like it was sort of like out of the box. It wasn't a show thing. It was sort of just me going along as myself, no real character. So I went along and I sang Elvis Presley's "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You." I remember I watched it back recently, and it is literally. I don't like watching it back at all. It looks ridiculous, but I just go in with this. I don't know. I look petrified, but I'm just belting out an Elvis song, and they seem to like it. And then from the next rounds there, I stuck with musicals and did Les Mis and did a bit of Bring 'Em Home and Stars and such like that. Yeah, so it was really nice to see like all the different musicians from Dundee like gathering in a competition. And actually, it was when we were watching them, I was watching some like really nice talent to sit back like and watch like this is all from Dundee. They're all really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it? How did they do it? Were you based in like a studio to do it, or how was the whole aspect of doing it?
Originally, the first round was in the Queen's Hotel near the Rep Theatre.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And that was set up like a recording studio, just in one of the big function suites. And and there was like a judges panel. It's just literally like Britain's Got Talent, like sort of with a panel or the X Factor. And then in the next rounds, it was sort of like a live thing in front of the audience, but there was the panel and over all of this, people could vote online and who's your favorite and all that. And then in the final, I'm pretty sure that it came down to the audience and judges vote, like for the very, very final bit, because I'm pretty sure it was between me and a band.
Right.
So yeah, I think it was between me and a band. I think it came down to judges and audience vote. But it's really, really, it was a fun thing to do. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, incredible. Now, I want to talk about a video that you've put up online, which apparently went viral. You probably know which one I'm talking about, but I'll give you the Stephen Thompson video just for a reference.
Yes.
But tell me a bit about how this came about, shall we?
As we all know, Dundee United had a bit of a demise in the 2015-16 season, perhaps. And I as a musician, thought, you know what? How can I show my anger? How can I vent my anger elsewhere? So I took to YouTube because my friends asked for it, because I did a football YouTube channel at the time about Scottish football, and I just started changing the words to Hallelujah, and I aimed them at the chairman at the time, Stephen Thompson. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, Dundee FC fans, United fans, it's a heated time, so they're all they all jump on that, and it was quite crazy because I remember because I it got well over on one of the pages 200,000 views, and then on one of the it's thousands of comments, and I'm quite pleased because it's made me sort of a stronger person, because of course it was a funny video, but of course there was loads of hate comments with that.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing as a younger person, seeing loads of thousands and thousands of abusive comments, I just scrolled past them. So it sort of taught me how to sort of deal with that in a way. So I'm glad. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't change it. I'd still do it. I mean, it's a funny thing to look back on as well.
Yeah, it sounds like it's toughened you up a bit.
Yeah, certainly. It certainly has toughened me up, yeah. Because looking back at it, I remember when I was watching the comments initially roll in, I was like, oh, Christ. And then my mum was like, who actually cares? So, yeah. I remember the worst bit was when Dundee actually relegated United at the derby. I actually went purposely with a hat and glasses on, because this was 2 days after the video. But I was determined to go and watch my team. But still, I not even joking with you, there was Dundee fans and United fans making me sign their matchday programme. It was a laugh. And I was doing it, signing it oh, please. I was like, please don't abuse me. Please don't abuse me. And I'm signing it and I'm going by.
Oh, well, at least the photograph wasn't taken of you in your shades and your sunglasses and wasn't posted in the news saying Finlay keeping it under the wraps at a local United game.
It's not. It was just mad, and then the people at school finding it funny as well. I appreciate that, because my friend group at that time was funny as hell doing all that. Yeah, so good fun indeed.
Definitely. Well, I have to say, good talking about good fun. It's been incredible getting to speak to you for this length of time. It's been amazing.
Thank you very much. You too.
Well, you're very welcome for coming on the show. It's been incredible. We've had some cracking wee stories there just at the end. We've had hearing about the experiences that you've been up to. It's been incredible. I want to wish you all the best for the future.
Oh God, you too, Michael.
Well, there you go. As ever, a big thank you to our special guest for this week, Dundee-based singer and actor Finlay McKillop. Many thanks for giving up the time, Finlay. It was great getting a chat. I have to say, I really enjoyed chatting about all the experiences that you've been up to so far in your life. It's been incredible with the TV talent show and the early chance that you got with Annie Get Your Gun at the age of 8. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Again, many thanks for the music from Jen Ella and for Chris Gregg and the Merchant. I will see you next time. All the best. Cheers. Bye.